Chief.
No.
No, he didn't. We're just giving Ryan some shit because he always talks about how expensive wings are
Yeah.
at the tap house.
Ladies and gentlemen, grab a drink, buckle up, and prepare to question your life's choices because we're just a bunch of handful of Montana guys trying to make sense of this madness. This is Beer Buds in the Big Sky, brought to you by the Montana Tap House, where the beer is cold and the takes are hot, and nothing is off limits. For our special guest tonight, we have the man behind the Montana Resistance, Andy Boyd. And for tonight's topics, we have the dark money, despise of the State of the Union, and the liberal Epstein investigation by NPR. So crack one open, settle in, and let's get into it. For tonight's hosts, we have Mike Jopak.
Hey, Kevin. Good to see you. Looking handsome as ever. Nice to see you always. I was looking at this Republican poll that the Steve Daines group put out, and I was really the American Pulse thing, and I don't know if people looked at it, but they had some really interesting things about the Montana 1 district, that western district where those 4 great Democrats are running. They got Trump underwater by 8 points in that district in the favorable, unfavorable. They got Daines underwater by 5 points, 41-46 in that MT1 district. And they got more people saying that western Montana is heading in the wrong direction. And this is a Republican poll saying that.
Ooh. Wow, that's crazy.
Steve Quinnell.
Hey, is anybody up here as tired of winning as I am in this country?
Hell yeah.
Kind of tired of winning, kind of like the women's hockey team is tired of winning and trying to have to make their point. Anyway, one of the winning moments from the speech on Tuesday was Trump was bragging about how he's kicked 2.4 million people off of SNAP. That's a lot like RFK taking credit for increasing the availability of the measles vaccines, particularly in South Carolina and Texas.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And our guest host, Fred Zinkovich.
Yeah, guest host. Mike, I haven't hung out with you long enough to include you in this, but I know I'm sitting in for the smartest person on this podcast, and I am humbled and not worthy. So I will do my best to participate.
Funniest, anyways.
And now you're,
And
give me a battle for the most good-looking one, too.
And the man who thinks he has a plan, Ed Doctor.
Yeah, I got no plan. Okay, Democrats, please don't get your knees in a bundle tonight. I know you think we have a tyrant on the show. I get it. But we're going to support a Democrat no matter what happens. And I think I need to assure some people that because of the messages and the emails and just kind of the bullshit. Truth is, I'm more worried about changing politics in the future of this country, not only just Montana, and getting dark money the fuck out of it and having the people have a say and stop the erosion of the middle class and the widening of the income gap. I'm fucking over it. And you guys have seen it. Like, look at this income gap and how much it's growing and how much more money is going to these campaigns year after year after year. It's Democrats, it's Republicans. Just because we're seen as a center-left show or a left show, I don't think it matters anymore. I just don't. When it comes down to this, everybody's taking it. We know for a fact both parties are taking it, and they feel that they have to take it, to win. I mean, and to me, if that's the case, we fucking lost.
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily even the parties or the candidates. It's the C4s and the 527s and all these do-gooder organizations. And they're both on the Republican side and the Democrat side. And now they've been in Montana long enough, they're starting to fight with each other. Right. So we got dark money fighting dark money suddenly, which is just fascinating.
Makes no sense.
The empire doesn't fight the empire.
How much was spent in Tester's campaign last year?
I don't know. I pulled out this.
Was it like $250 million or something?
$250 million, and the Republican dark money was what was it? No, it was $80 million or some crazy amount. And I looked at all these lists, and I mean, it's like all these. They got 26 different dark money groups that are giving money to the Republican side, and it was mostly anti-Tester, a little bit of pro Sheehy and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all those crazy. Anti-trans commercials that we had to live through. Those
Zinke,
killed me.
He raised $27 million, and large individual contributions were 42% of that, and PAC contributions were 13% of that. And only 369,000 of contributions had no disclosure. It's unbelievable. But Mike, you sound like a tyrant when you talk about this. Let's talk to the pro. Andy Boyd, what do you have to say about what's going on? Say hello to people for one.
Yeah.
Now that people get to know who you are, all these
yeah.
people online that are just thinking you're a fucking Republican operative or whatever the fuck they think you are. But tell us a little bit about yourself, your background in politics, not just Montana.
Yeah. First off, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. And I think this is some good conversation to be had here. A little bit about me. I've lived in Bozeman for about 25 years. Moved here to live the ski bum lifestyle.
Ditto.
And that was 25 years ago. Here I am. I'm still here. And along the way, I've worked in politics. I've volunteered. I've knocked doors. And now here I am.
So you moved to Montana where you
I'm
could
looking
afford to
make
move to
some,
Montana.
bring on
Yeah,
some
join the
lasting
club.
change.
Yeah, like me too. About the same amount of time.
Yeah, you could afford to do it back then.
Yeah, you didn't have to have a bunch of money to move here.
No, not at all. But you did some work for Sanders, I think. Is that what I read? You were.
Yeah, so I did some work for Bernie, and I've done some work for some hospitality unions, most notably in 2020 for the hospitality union Unite Here. And we did some work on Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff's campaign, and I did some work with Stacey Abrams as well.
I'm impressed by her. I'm really impressed by her. Like I was kind of bummed out. She was very silent last election cycle. I don't know why.
I haven't heard her name in a long time.
Nobody really seemed to bring her up, and she was such a force in that Warnock.
Well,
and
she got run through the ringer with that whole scandal with her aide or whatever. The person that she worked with.
But I mean, okay, it is.
Well, some
she's
people
a
some people think that they don't want to go through that anymore.
Yeah, like Donald Trump.
Well, he doesn't care.
What do you think about the people in your comments, Andy, that do say that they think you're a Republican, you're not Republican operative, and in my opinion, you're doing your job. You're calling out what needs to be called out, and we just can't say only one party's doing it. Isn't that right?
And the Montana Resistance has 22,000 member followers or something like that. I mean, it's a large group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just not like the small dog on the block, I'm trying to really call shit out where it really is. And to the people that say I'm some kind of Republican operative, I mean, I just let it roll off my back. I don't even really listen to those folks. They're trolls. And, I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to say to them. I have a lot more better things to be focused on besides a bunch of pissed off consultants and their friends.
Well, yeah, we have lives to live. The one thing
Right.
is, I saw a couple comments on a thread. I think it might have been from today, when it said, "Don't hate the player, hate the game." But the player's
Right.
got to participate. Is that right?
Yes and no. There have been candidates in the past that have not participated, and there's some that have attempted to. I want to give a shout out to those candidates that have attempted to. It's not easy for someone just to come off the street and do it, but I think a lot of it has to do with actually having actual support from on the ground from people like us, rather than having to go to DC or fundraise off the backs of the billionaires.
Yeah, it's sad. That's kind of where it just seems like that's where we're at. I mean,
But you can do it. I mean, Schweitzer was an OPAC candidate. He didn't take PAC money,
Yeah, it was a little different.
Yeah.
was it Trinnell didn't
That was
take shit
before
from
Citizens
PACs?
United.
Before Citizens United.
Yeah.
But I think the problem here, what I'm trying to address, is the dark money, though.
Right.
I'm sure that Trinnell probably did take dark money somehow. She may have not known about it, but some of these groups that we found out to be dark money groups in Montana do donate to our candidates. So, like Monica Trinnell and like Montana Conservation Voters donates to all these candidates, and they're dark money recipients. So, it might not be a lot, and that's the excuse that I get from a lot of Democrats. Their justification is, it's not as much. Well, that's not setting an example, and that's sure as hell not going to try and repair the brand that's been damaged in the state.
Yeah, well, they're shuffling the money around so much. I mean, I was looking at this Republican rag, the Sentinel, this afternoon came up with an article. and they're talking about this GISW thing. They donated to the $500 to the Way Backpack, and then the Way Backpack contributed $250,000 to the Guarantee Pack, and the Guarantee Pack contributed $80,000 to Conservatives to Montana Pack. And
Jesus
it's just like
Christ.
they're just shuffling this money around.
It's just a giant pile of spaghetti.
And like the middleman's getting his percentage, I'm assuming. You know, the consultant. Like it's a money game, and to me, it does appear
It's a cottage industry.
that, that there's definitely money in it. And when people find a way to make money, they fucking make money. Right or wrong. I mean, you think about it. There's a lot of corrupt people out there. That's how it is. And it'd be nice to get it to be where, like, listen, you can only collect a maximum from regular people that have a Social Security number and whatever. But our government has fucked all that up. Citizens United, all that kind of shit. And I think it gives them an excuse that it's there. Why not take it? And that's a bummer. I mean,
Well,
that's
we
a
had
real
Mangan
bummer.
here the other day and talking about the Montana plan and how that would really kind of level the playing field
Right.
with this corporate kind of money being dumped all over the place.
I'm assuming you support that, Andy. That
Yeah, I
Montana
do.
plan.
And, I just, we need to find a way where we can actually, how will we know it's corporate money, right?
Right.
Like,
Right. It sounds nice, but Jesus Christ, how are they gonna?
I mean, if it's coming from the top, like billionaires, like the Swiss billionaire I heard Joe Peck talk about the other. And
Like Summers, the guys.
Soros and these other guys. I mean, it's not a fucking lie. Like Soros, the Republicans are right. Soros does fund a lot of these left-wing groups, and
Yes.
I hate to say it. I mean, I'm not a MAGA like I try to tell everybody else, but that's just the damn truth.
Oh, yeah, and the Republicans got their billionaires. I mean, the Walton family,
Absolutely.
the Koch family.
Oh, yeah, yes.
they're
It's
playing
on
the
both
game.
sides. Yeah,
Yes,
I mean that's
Epstein.
always my biggest concern is when we dig into this as Democrats, knowing that it's going to be there and it's going to be on both sides. That if we paint the Democrats with too dirty of a brush, then the other side just loves that, because what do we always do as Democrats? We always take the high road, and digging into dark money and saying we're not going to do it and all those things. We've taken it in the past and we're still not winning. So how is less money gonna help us at all?
Well, the argument is more dark money would help Democrats win more.
Well, it's kind of a cyclical thing. But I am all for getting dark money out. I just want to make sure that we win elections no matter what happens, because the alternative is putting rapists and killers in office, because that's what's been happening.
But if you're a Democrat running in a super red state, it's hard to resist that temptation. I'll just take the money wherever I can get it. I need all I can get because I'm such an underdog.
Yeah, and again, it's not necessarily the candidates doing. We
Right,
got all
right,
these
the
C4s,
campaign,
the 527s. Those aren't the party. This is outside the party. It's the groups kind of doing it on their own, and they're not supposed to coordinate. And everyone knows they talk to each other somehow because the message always sounds the same. But they're the ones doing it. And they got all staff. They got to keep their staff going, so they have to. It's like a nonprofit organization. You got staff you got to keep funded, so you got to keep raising money.
Right.
And all that money is kind of taken away from the candidates and the party, and so the difficulty is the dark money now is starting to argue with each other, and they're kind of dictating the terms of the conversation.
But isn't Telrico and Plantner changing the rules right now? Omar, AOC, there are some bigwig politicians out there that are either in office or not in office, trying to be in office, that aren't taking that money, and they are winning. And I think, I'm assuming that's appealing. It should appeal to people.
I saw some polls from Maine that
Oh, yeah.
Plattner's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He's
that-
got about like 20 points.
So
or 18
UNH
points.
poll, that first independent poll, has got him up 64 to 26 over Mills. And Mills is the Schumer candidate.
Current
so,
governor of the state,
And she's also like 80 years fucking
Yeah,
old.
yeah,
Like
she's
fucking
not-
A. Retired.
Well, so Andy, what? Oh shoot, I lost my train of thought there.
No, guy.
Yeah.
Come back to me.
Here, you want some
Come
weed?
back to me. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think
I think I got it.
okay, go ahead.
How do we, even if you say you're not taking dark money, like you said, it's probably there anyway, depending on who's actually donating to your campaign. How hard is it when you're a guy like James Talarico, for example, in Texas, raising as much money as you possibly can and getting donations from so many different places How hard is it to track whether I got some dark money in here or not?
Yeah.
Or what do you do?
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Very difficult. It's almost impossible.
It almost seems that if we pass the Montana plan, they're going to figure a way around it.
They'll figure a way
how do you
around it.
craft this law to where that's impossible? I don't know. I know people are going to try. I know Jeff's a great guy, and he cares about this a lot. And I think that as long as we all keep fucking hammering on it, like Jamie just chimed in on, she's watching the show, and she said $153 million of mostly dark money didn't help Tester win.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking truth,
Right,
you know?
yeah.
You know, I mean, that's just, it is the truth. And, in my opinion, the Republicans, in my opinion, their base, their media isn't talking about dark money. They're not hammering that home.
No,
They're
they
not
don't care.
acting like it's a
Because
bad thing.
They don't
want
care.
it.
Oh, no,
They'll
they
take it happily.
They're talking about it a lot because you got the two dark money PACs now, the Americans for Prosperity,
Yes,
fighting against the conservatives for Montana dark money PAC, and they're fighting like the dickens, just like they did 2 years ago during the primaries when they had these exact same battles, and they kind of split the field, and half the wingers won and half the moderates won. They're
Right.
having that same battle again because they're going after the nasty nine and the dirty dozen.
I know. I love it. They're in so much turmoil, and here the Democrats are.
Well,
like
that's-
they should be pouncing.
Yeah.
They should be doing something.
We cannot. That goes back to my earlier point. Is we cannot fumble this opportunity this
Right.
year. We cannot fuck this up.
I
We
know. What
fucked
do you think
up-
the
I
odds
mean,
are in Vegas?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, we
They're
fucked up
probably-
in the
it's
last
probably
5 years.
We've been fucking up, and our costs have been skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Everything. I ask people, when's the last time when you went to dinner 5 years ago, when you went to vacation 5 years ago, when you paid your taxes, when you paid your insurance, when you paid your mortgage, all of that 5 years ago. Look how much more money it is now. It's way more fucking money. And Democrats are not in charge and have not been in charge for 5 fucking years. Now, that's a point that I think needs to be hammered home, and hopefully some fucking hillbilly that just loves the fuck out of Trump because I don't know why, but hopefully, because he's getting rid of the brown people. I mean, there's
He's
that,
gonna-
Hopefully,
he's got
hopefully those people are
35%.
going by the wayside, but I don't think so.
He's
you know?
starting at 35%.
I know. And it doesn't really matter. Like, Andy,
there's
what do you think
nothing-
about Trump's polling and how it gets worse and worse? Do you think he doesn't give a fuck because we're not having another election?
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to
the dark money
dark,
problem.
but
Yeah, well, that would solve dark money.
yeah, right. If you look at his polls, if you look at his polling numbers, though, they've been consistent for 10 years.
Right,
and
bad.
They're right and bad, but they're all. It's always in between that 35 and 37% threshold, and those are that's his
his base.
Those are his hardcore supporters, and you never really see it getting lower than that. And you never really see it getting higher than that, and that's just. I don't have any data on that, but that's just something that I've noticed over the past several years.
Like, I'm assuming there's a lot of people that just didn't vote last time because they didn't care, and a lot of people that just don't vote. It takes something major for people to vote, like Vietnam. And I think we're in a Vietnam right now. I know people tell me, like, oh, is that a little extreme? I'm like, I don't know, dude. We got more people protesting right now than we did during Vietnam. We have, tons of shit going wrong in this country. We have our own American citizens getting killed in the streets. This is kind of psycho. You got only, 12% of the people they're picking up, the immigrants, are violent or have violent records? That's insane to me. And, I mean, it is fascism. And, all Trump has to say is Democrats are fascist. Oh, fuck, God damn it. Like, really? So the average, their base, just that's what they believe, whatever he says. And hopefully their pocketbooks
He
and
loves
their
the
hearts are
uneducated.
going to say, you know what? I never voted in my life, but shit sucks. It sucks for my family. It sucks for me. It sucks for all these immigrants. I'm going to vote this time. That's what I'm hoping
I
happens.
think Montanans are tired of it, and I think that's why you see Trump underwater by 8 points. You see Daines
Even here,
underwater
yeah.
by 5 points, and you got to think that Zinke's having that same realization that John Tester did 11 months before the election, that sinking feeling that he's
right.
having right now.
Well,
Yeah.
that's because Montanans are decent people, and
Yeah.
they of
Speak
course
for yourself,
they're
douchebag.
worried about immigration, and they understand that there's a way to handle it humanely.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You can close the borders and get rid of the bad people without shooting people in the streets.
Yeah, and I think,
without armed. I mean, how many Montanans want armed police force walking through their towns? I would bet to say it's probably close to -0.
No, it's 1. It's Zinke.
Zinke.
But he doesn't live here anyway, doesn't he? He lives in San Diego.
Yeah, but when you talk about all this stuff, I mean,
Santa
the thing
Barbara.
that gives me so much hope is these 4 congressional candidates running in the Western District.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
those
think we got
guys
some
are
good
really
candidates.
a lot of hope in those guys. And everyone's got their favorites, and everyone can dig at them, and the primary seasons like that. But,
Yeah.
boy, I'm so excited about those guys.
I think we're lucky
Yeah.
that you got 4 really decent dudes. The only one, and I've met them all, and the only one that hasn't been on our show is Raines, and he'll be here March 12th.
Yeah.
Bussy was on our old show, so I guess, but he hasn't been on the new one, or has
He'll
he?
be here next week.
Was
so.
Bussy on last year? Yeah, he did come on last year.
Yeah, he was on the
Oh,
windy,
it's
windy
that
stage.
windstorm, yeah. The fucking stage is blowing up. We're never going to have that problem again in here. Anyway, I want to stay on the topic of dark money and stuff because one thing that gets talked about a lot, and it's not just your page, Andy, or our page, it's other pages, and it's something that I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty ignorant about, but it's called the table, and that's something I think Montana voters are kind of showing a lot of, just much like the country is now looking at AIPAC and questioning AIPAC, fucking finally. You're seeing people talking about this table. And all I know about it is some people that I've known in my life and have worked for some prominent politicians are involved in it, and I still don't know a whole lot about it. What's your take on that?
My take is it's Montana's power circle, and
I can see that.
the way it's a clique, and the way that works is the way I understand it. And Joe Peck, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I have this right because I've been in the system a long time. Is you have the Better Big Sky PAC. They're the cash cow of the state. They're the ones that bring in all the money from the 1630 PACs and these other PACs that are at the top.
So confusing.
The money filters down into the Better Big Sky PAC. Now, you have the CEO of the Better Big Sky PAC. Her name is Stacey Anderson in Missoula. She is what I like to say is, and what others would say, she's the head of the table. She controls the funds. And so these other groups, surrogate groups that she divvies the funds out to, such as groups we all know and care about that do great work, such as Montana Conservation Voters and Big Sky 55. And so you have the leaders of these groups also in the power structure. And what I've learned is that these leaders of these groups form what's called the table, the clique.
Okay.
Yeah, and so these are the power brokers. They're the ones that make the ultimate decisions. They're the ones that influence who runs, who doesn't run. And that's the way I understand it.
Okay, here I got a question for you then on that topic, because I get in a lot of arguments with people about how the Democrats run things and how the Republicans run things, because I'm pretty familiar with both and how they run it, and when
I'm just going to stop because it's not necessarily Democrats and Republicans. These are the consulting class.
Right,
They'll
they-
work for
they're-
anybody.
Yes.
Okay,
They-
yeah,
it's not the parties.
They don't have a
Yeah.
brand.
But if they're these, the people at the top telling you, who's running, who's good, who's doing this and whatever, why is there always so much fucking confusion among candidates that they don't know who's running? They call, the Democratic Party in Helen and they're like, well, we don't know, like, well, maybe you shouldn't run for this. In fact, if you're going to tell somebody that they shouldn't run for a position, tell them why. You're the leader.
Well, why isn't the party in
so
charge?
they could be the bigwigs, and they're the ones calling the shots, but and only for their candidates, apparently, I would assume.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it seems to me that where I give the Republicans credit, because I've been privy to a lot of information that has gone on in that party where there's a leader, and that leader says, no, you're not going to run in this race because he is, and he's going to win. No, you're primarying this guy because this fucker is voting for Democrats. I mean, they fucking direct the goddamn show, and they win. They win with no conscience. They don't care, and they're out about winning. I see if this table is the one doing this for the Democrats, I think the tables may need to be turned.
It would be nice to start winning.
Just came up with that one. But okay, it would be nice if you start winning.
Yeah.
So if you have this so-called table that's losing, but the people involved are making money, they're making their percentages, so maybe this is why they don't care about winning, because
They
they're
get
making the
paid
money.
either way. Yeah.
I mean, Republicans give a fuck about, abortion and shit. They give a fuck about not paying taxes, so they make sure they win, and they're organized as fuck. Democrats are running around like, let's just have fun. Let's have a bake sale.
Well, it sounds to me kind of like.
That's pretty much how it goes on. I'm not saying all of them are just looking for a paycheck, but I would say that's the general mentality within all of these consultants.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
It sounds to me a lot like college football, where these coaches are getting paid, $8 million a year, and they can win 4 games. And nobody says anything.
Just like the weatherman.
And if you fire him, you got to pay him $40 million.
Yeah, maybe there's some clauses written into that. I don't know.
Well, I do think one thing that's hopeful about all this is that when you ask people if they want to get the money out of politics, 75-80% say yes.
Oh, they do.
Right.
I mean, that's why, like when Mangan and Tester and Roscoe had that thing in Billings, 800 people turned out.
Yes.
I mean, when was the last time 800 people turned out to hear some policy talk?
Dude,
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that doesn't happen.
I mean, that is the fortunate thing we have going for us, is that people want money out of politics.
They do.
So
How is Citizens United still a thing too? People don't
it's the
want
law
that.
of the land.
I know.
Most
Supreme
people
Court
don't
decided
want
it.
Well,
The Supreme
you know
Court has
what?
to undecide it.
75% of America thinks weed should be legal.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
fucking illegal.
Yeah.
A lot of brown people in jail because of it.
Yeah.
Keep them there, I guess.
The Montana plan will challenge Citizens United in some ways, not in
It
every
will,
way.
and
Not
it's
in every
imperfect,
way.
but hopefully keep more and more people, keep talking about it.
But when it gets challenged and goes to the Supreme Court, then there'll be another
Mike,
precedent.
you got anything left for Andy on the dark money?
No, Andy, we so appreciate you coming on, and look forward to kind of hearing more about what you got to say online.
Yeah. Now that you're not anonymous, I'll look you up next time I'm in Bozeman too.
Absolutely. And I just have one thing to say about dark money. It's kind of like gluten. Somehow
Because I'm
it's in
drinking
everything,
some.
nobody gets putting it in there.
Wait, repeat that one more time.
I said dark money is like gluten. Somehow it's in everything, and nobody admits putting it there.
That's good. All right. Thanks a lot, Andy. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
See you,
gentlemen.
Andy.
Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
You too. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a good closing.
It was a good closing, yeah.
You're a decent guy from what? So this is not what I expected.
Right.
I expected just chaos. I expected, kind of like, it's like kind of like Scott Worcester guy.
Somebody
Sorry, Scott,
who
just
had a
kidding.
real axe to grind or something.
Something like that, you know what I mean? And he seemed like a very normal person. It's like, listen, I'm just sick of this shit. And I've looked at a lot of his social media just to get a background and see more, because I'm the one who was interested in him at first. Algorithm obviously put us together,
Yeah.
And I said, well, this guy's making sense, and he sounds a lot like Jopek. And Jopek's not crazy. Is he Jopek crazy?
That's why I got
so
the suit.
far, I don't know.
Suit. I got the suit.
He is a farmer.
You wear the suit. That's why you wear the suit, not because you're farming your suit, because you want people to take you seriously. Goddammit. That's why I wear a T-shirt. People take me too seriously.
But what an interesting conversation. And, I've been kind of like fascinated by this Republican primary fight. They got dark money fighting dark money on the Republican side.
In which primary?
Well, it's the Kim Jong-Lu Jones primary.
That's right. Yeah, somebody's primarying him. That's right.
Yep. And,
And Democrats, of course, backing Jones.
well, the Democrats will probably flop and vote in those primaries, but that's beside the point. They got the Americans for Prosperity kind of like backing the real right-wingers, right? And then you got the Jones kind of pack, the conservatives from Montana, backing the Jones contingency. And so you got dark money fighting dark money to try to figure out who's going to win those particular races. And that's the exact same thing that happened in Montana 2 years ago during these Republican primaries. You had the same crowd fighting each other. I pulled up this article that Aaron Kimball and Eric Dietrich did, talking about $240 million spent in the dark money thing. And it's the same thing. It's the Solutions Caucus people, and they're talking about Lou Jones, and they're talking about the this guarantee pack putting in so much money, and the guy used to work for Enron, and they're putting in $75,000 here, and it's dark money fighting dark money. Yeah. Wow. It's not even the candidates. The candidates can't even get a word in. You hear Lou complaining about it, but he knows he's got his dark money people behind him. The last time in 2024, the conservatives from Montana PAC, they spent about $350,000 came from this Guarantee PAC, came from the Western States Regional Council of Carpenters Legislative Improvement Committee, came from the Montana Hospital Association, the United America PAC, the Women's Public Leadership Action PAC, a lot of several prominent Montanans, and the Altria clients gave them money just a little bit ago. And so, they got their dark money, and so Lou's complaining about dark money, but he knows
he's taking it.
The dark money's coming on his side, and the Republicans are fighting dark money with dark money.
Is this why they don't have roundtables? They don't have, meet and greets? Is this why they don't do this stuff? Because they're obvious. It's so obvious to all of us now that they are not in it for their constituents.
Yeah.
No.
They don't have to raise
just
money
trying
from
to
these
win.
people. They don't have to go out and beg for money.
Right.
They're just going to get money from dirty money, from PACs, all this kind of stuff. It's a lot easier. Then all they have to do is say yes to these people and vote their way. And again,
Because they know
Democrat and
they
Republican.
can't win
Well,
on policy alone.
When you can only give $600 to a campaign as an individual, why am I going to waste my time there when I can get as much money as I want from all these PACs
and this is
things?
now this is on steroids bad. When Trump had his meeting with the oil executives in Mar-a-Lago before he got elected, maybe that conspiracy is real to me. But he said, listen, if you guys, I'm going to take care of you. You give me $1 billion and get me elected, I'm going to take care of you. Well, Exxon stock, the day he was inaugurated, was $104. It's at $154 now.
Yeah.
If you look at every one of these executives that were at his meeting, they're all there. So fucking MAGA, how the fuck can you claim to be a good family Christian person and accept this in American politics? Fuck you for accepting that, because this is fucking brutal. And it's just something that you want a corporate yes men, then just say it. But I know you don't. People don't want it. And you want your politicians to talk to you and answer your fucking emails. You know who doesn't answer my emails? Ryan Zinke. He doesn't. He doesn't give a fuck. Motherfuckers raised $27 million. He don't give a shit.
He's not getting that
and
money
these
from
people don't give a
individuals.
shit.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of this money. This has to happen if we ever want to have, again, any kind of normal life for almost anybody. Give these people the chance at the American dream, because it is gone as we speak.
Well,
It's
the
gone.
amount of dark money is just increasing,
increasing
all the
all
time.
the time.
And, I understand why these Democratic do-gooder groups got into it, because there's
Of course, 'cause they want to do good.
They're also seeing, like, the Montana Jobs for Less Government spent $20 million in dark money last
Jesus
year.
Christ.
One Nation
$20 million.
spent $10 million. Americans for Prosperity, another $7 million. Crossroads GPS, another $10 million.
Wow.
And so you got all these Republican groups that are spending these massive amounts, and they're winning. And so the Democrats are like, the do-gooder groups.
we gotta start-
We got to start winning, and they haven't yet figured out how to win. And maybe if we give them a buttload more dark money, they'll win. But that's not a solution.
No, it's not a solution. It's not a solution for somebody who is supposed to represent the people of their district,
Well,
whether
like,
it's
look
at the State House or in Washington, D.C. And the money has to go away for people to start talking to their constituents again. And that's one of the reasons why we support Russ Cleveland, is that's what he's been doing. He's been on the ground talking to people
He's
all
been
the
doing that
time,
for a long time.
raising money from small donations from individuals.
Fred's from Maine. We talked about Plattner before. That's a big deal to me. He's way the fuck up in money raising, way the fuck up in the polls, doing it like he's not supposed to be doing it.
And they're digging
Going
up
against
every
these-
single piece of dirt from his past they
dude,
can, and they're trying to get him.
I thought the Nazi fucking
Yeah,
tattoo
I
on
know.
his stomach would do it, but
Yeah.
nope, not at all.
No,
Did
no.
you ever hear about him when you lived there?
No, never heard of him before.
He was an oyster guy,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Never a politician,
Nope.
dude.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
crazy.
You watch, the
At some
Oyster Man's going to win.
At some
I
point,
love it.
people
Well, Mondami
people
won.
who care
Yeah.
get fed
Yeah.
up, and they
Do you
and they're
think
like,
Mondami
I'm
took
gonna-
any dark money? I don't think so.
Well,
I
Susan
didn't
Collins
look
is also pretty unpopular in that state.
at-
too,
Oh yeah,
so.
of
But
course,
she's
'cause it's a
really,
big-
really concerned this cycle.
Yeah, she's
It's a
concerned.
liberal state, so liberals are liberals. They want to vote for a woman. So yeah, she's a Republican, fine. Still going to vote for her. But she's going to vote against things for women. But she doesn't. She does a good job as a Republican. She's more of a moderate without a
moderate.
doubt.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
Democrats have just got to spine up and stop voting for these moderate Republicans
Yeah.
that stick it to them on
Mike,
90% of the
How
issues.
do you get them to stop it? Our good buddy, friend of the pod, Dave Fern, he talks openly about, hey, these are the Republicans that we got to support. What the fuck did you say? I know that you want to win and this is your strategy, but can we sit down and talk about this for a minute? Because why don't you just do the work and get a good candidate? Especially in today's day and age, shit's bad for people. They're really bad. I think almost all you got to do is say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do what I can to reverse all this shit that's happened in the last 5 years. That's all I got. I know because I'm hurting too.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that's why the primaries are great. I am so excited about these 4 Democrats
too.
running in the Western District. They all have strong qualities.
They're
They
all
got
very
all
nice
good
people.
values. They're good guys.
They email you back.
They email you back. They're in it for the right reason, and one of them's going to come out on top, and we're going to support whoever that one person is.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's next Monday, week from Monday, that we have our first roundtable, right?
It is a week
And
from I got to put that
At the
press
Pack
release
in
out
Washington,
again with the right
in
dates.
Whitefish.
The date was right,
That's
but the
gonna
day of
be-
the week was wrong.
That's going to be streamed live on
YouTube and Facebook.
YouTube
Yep.
and Facebook. Okay, week from
No,
Monday.
and that'll be good because we'll get a good chance to really dig into the local candidates and a lot of interest in this. A lot of emails and messages that we've been getting about it. How can they watch from Fort Tyne? How can they watch from Libby? Super cool. So I think you'll get a lot of people in. And for those of you watching now, and hopefully I remember to make a clip out of this, maybe a little ad for it too, that we're going to be taking questions on our Facebook page, and we'll be taking questions there. It's free to attend. There's room for 300 people or something in that place, So I think we'll pack it out. I think it'll be a good time. And it'll be good for these people to get to know these guys. And then the night after, Jesse Mullins having a debate in Butte, which will be pretty awesome too, I know we talked about having a debate, but I think there's just too many and enough going on.
I think the roundtable discussion is the way to do it.
I do too. I like that.
Let people talk, keep the conversation flowing, let the audience interact a little bit.
I'd rather get to know who they are
Yeah.
than know who they are as somebody that's fighting somebody else.
Right, and
Because that's normally not the most pleasant part of people.
well, it's a primary. I mean, it's a primary too. We're on the same team here.
Yeah.
There's no need to start attacking each other at this point.
Well, and I
So
hope it
what's the
stays that way too. Like if obviously they're going to kind of fight to win, but
Yeah.
whoever wins, I hope the other 3 are
not like Trump.
exactly.
Yes.
Like, I was going to talk about the Republican primary back in 2015. Oh my
God.
God.
I've been seeing
This
like
fucker's unleashing on everybody. Your
What's-
wife's fat. You're gay. What the fuck? This guy's running for president.
You can watch
He won.
videos of people in Trump's cabinet right now who said horrible things about
my
him during
God.
that campaign.
Marco
Yeah,
Rubio.
so-
horrible
His,
things.
his own vice president called him a Nazi.
Yes, his own vice
that's right,
president
yeah.
called
Fucking
him a
crazy.
Nazi.
I mean,
man.
we are in the upside down for sure with this whole thing, and we proved that on Tuesday night with that absolutely ridiculous speech that was all about celebrating the racist shit that they've done and celebrating taking money away from poor people and shaming
crazy.
Democrats and calling people
It's
crazy.
crazy. I mean,
And-
what? I don't know what kind of world we're living
And
in.
thank God we had the U.S. women's hockey team who said, you know what, we're not going to come.
Yeah.
You fucked with us. You totally,
I heard that they're coming. They're coming.
Coming
but
in
they're
April,
going to go to the
yeah,
White
the
House.
White House, yeah.
Some of them will. And there were five men hockey players on the men's team who did not show up either. And so shout out to those guys for not being Trump's little bitch.
Well, I'm sure there was a Democrat in office, and they invited some hockey team or some other Olympic team that won, and Republicans were pissed about that too.
And
They've
Big
never
Macs
been.
happen.
They've
They
never
serve
been
Big
invited
Macs,
to
right?
the. They've never. They
Oh,
did serve them Big
They
Macs.
got all Big Macs.
They've never been invited to
fucking gross.
the State of the Union where they all file in and then they tell the goalie he's going to give him the fucking Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that happened?
yeah.
We were drinking when I was watching, so maybe I don't remember. No,
Well-
I wasn't even drinking that night.
you were still hungover.
I was still hungover from the
From
previous
Saturday?
But-
yeah.
But it,
I was into my cheese and crackers.
it's hard
He
to
gave
it's
a
hard to
hockey player a
listen.
gold medal?
Yeah, the goalie.
A Purple Heart?
No, the medal.
No.
Presidential
Medal
Medal
of
of Freedom.
Freedom.
Oh, what Rush Limbaugh got. Okay,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
A peace
Yes,
prize.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get you one of those, Ed. We'll
Yeah.
get you the.
I want a peace prize.
It actually
we'll
well,
get you the whitefish.
it did
What
used to
the
mean
fuck?
it did used to mean something. I mean, Forrest Gump got one of those.
What?
That's right. Yeah, he did in the movie.
A Purple Heart? Anyway, let's move on.
Ed's had
because
a rough day,
We
folks.
got to
He's
talk
had a rough
about
day.
the NPR story. We
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
have.
Good discussion on dark money, though.
Yeah, no,
yeah, I
and you know
appreciate
what?
that.
And we're going to have time to talk
People are
about this
more
with every
confused about
candidate.
it than they were before, but I
Hey,
think
they're
that-
engaged.
Yeah, but
Yes.
we're going to have we have a good slate of candidates coming up. We got Matt Raines and
flow
Bussy
chart.
coming up. We got Cleveland coming up. We got our roundtable. We're going to talk a lot about this dark money stuff and have these guys answer, why
Some
they think
questions.
it's bad or good.
Well, the other point is that the dark money groups should disclose I mean, they've been operating under the assumption that they didn't have, no one would see their 990s because this is a relatively new. Well, the 2022 and 2023 and 2024 990s are now out. It's just basic organizational structure to figure out your messaging when the public can see that you're taking dark money.
Right.
You know, and so they just got to talk about it. And it's not that complicated to be able to say that, look, the Republicans are kicking our ass with dark money, so we're going to have to fight back a little bit until we disarm.
Yeah.
You know, come on, people, let's talk about it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And how? I mean, how do you disarm? How do you ever go back? That's one thing. You know what I mean? Like, again, the Montana plan is a step forward. You know.
Well,
but, like,
we did
United
it in
States
Montana's
Congress should do
history.
it, you know?
I mean, this state was bought and paid for by the copper barons, and we did it. And the people came together and did it, and they put it in the Constitution, and they made it so that you couldn't. Oh, that's my daughter calling.
So liquor licenses are
Yeah,
$1 million.
bring her on.
Anyway,
Come
so
on now, bring her onto the pod.
she definitely
Friend of the
doesn't want
pod.
to do that. But we did it, so it can be done. It can be done, right?
Yeah. It can, and hopefully it is.
Well, it's gonna take a lot of fighting from the people to make it happen.
Well, here is going to be a
Speaking
big
about
help,
the
in my
people.
opinion. Epstein case.
Yeah, speaking
People
of
go down like friends. Trump said, "You're going to get my friends in trouble." People have said the whole system's going to break down. Fucking good. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That's what Hillbilly MAGA has been saying forever. They wanted to drain the swamp. They hired the swamp because they're not smart enough to fucking know they fucked up. Okay, but that would help everything. It would change everything. If all these fuckers did go down, these people had to be replaced.
Well, nothing darker than Epstein money.
Probably not.
I mean, that's some dark stuff there.
Don't blame me for not getting all that dark money kick.
Well, so let's look at what NPR revealed in their reporting. Was that
It's incredible.
I mean, they took this one slide that had this stuff about that stated Epstein introduced the victim to Trump, who subsequently forced her head down to his exposed penis, which she subsequently bit. Good for her. In response, Trump punched her in the head and kicked her out. She would have been 13 or 14 years old at the time.
Wait, that was in the file and then wasn't in the file?
Well, that revelation was on a slide in the file, but they conducted at least 2 FBI interviews with her, and those were not in the
I thought there
file.
were 3 more.
Yeah,
There were 4 total, and that one.
And
was
they're up to like 96 total scrubbed pages that they've scrubbed. And this is obviously Trump is in all of them. And I want people to know these people are so fucking untouchable and so wealthy that I don't think the average American can think of what these people are capable of doing. I have no doubt in my mind these people will fuck a 12-year-old girl, kill her, throw her off the end of a boat or bury her wherever the fuck and not give a fuck and never think about it again. That's how fucking sick these people are. And this isn't a QAnon MAGA fucking idiot saying this. This is me. This is somebody that says, you know what, I get it. You know what I mean? I think these people do the craziest shit in the world. These movies are not always out of hand when you see crazy shit. You know what I mean? I mean, what happens if Sasha Raleigh ever comes out and talks? How come nobody's threatening his life or threatening him in for defamation? Because that motherfucker's got some stories that'll make your fucking skin crawl about our president, about a lot of people we know who they are. You know, I mean, nothing's above these people. And kudos to NPR.
Well, they're all digging into it, and the New York Times is now reporting on it. And I mean, they're
It was
not
on
letting
CNN
it go.
last night, actually.
And they're not letting it go. Thank God.
Well, there's
What's on
a
Fox?
bunch of countries in Europe are not letting it
Well,
go. They're
that's.
gonna
I
start
think
digging,
that's
too.
that might be where it all comes out.
Yeah,
is
I
when,
think so, too.
when they start when
They
those guys
might
go
have
to
to.
court. I mean, those guys are not going to court over necessarily.
shit, no.
they're going over.
But it could happen.
Whatever.
But it's fucking crazy what this guy was doing. Like the prince and this other guy.
Why was he doing it?
What was his name?
Why would he be doing this other than having sex with young children?
but-
Why?
well-
Why get involved with the guy? What else does he have to offer?
Well, he was passing them information. They were
course,
passing him information.
Yes, they're all buying and selling information.
Yeah, I mean, there was this one. The guy, I forget his
But
name
where
now.
is that in the
he
files?
Was he was
If
one of the
that's
head of the
happening,
labor parties.
Where is that in the files? We're not hearing anything about any of the espionage.
No. State secret. State secret.
Yeah.
So is this. It all is apparently. You know what I mean? You would think there'd be something in the files about it, but hopefully England does find some. I mean, You know, I wouldn't count on them for much. They're not great at cooking.
Norway just arrested somebody.
Their
Norway
teeth
did.
are bad.
Yeah, there's.
Their teeth are bad. Who did Norway arrest? Was he a head of state or something? Was he?
I don't even know.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
But Clinton took him to task today in her interview.
Oh,
and
poor MAGA. They had Clinton in front of another committee and they couldn't nail her down.
It's like the third or fourth time they've tried to interrogate her, and she's like
"Dude,
Teflon.
I wasn't there. I don't even know who the guy is. What the fuck?
And then Lauren Boebert takes a fucking picture of her testifying and sends it to some Laura Loomer type crazy fucking person, and they have to cancel. They have to stop the meeting.
Is that why?
Yeah, and at that point, Clinton
mature.
could have gotten up and walked out and said, "Fuck you,
here's
people."
the deal.
She should have said, "Have you seen that the Dow is at 50,000 and left?"
You know what? Here,
like, God
okay, conservatives, Republicans, MAGA, whoever the fuck you are, whatever you want to call yourselves, it doesn't matter. The people following these people. I mean, it's like, I mean, I know it hurts, but both the Clintons said they want to testify. Open doors.
Yeah.
Right.
On camera.
Yeah.
And so fuck you for fucking just the shit that they get, and they're liars, they're never gonna do this. You know what? I'm gonna sit here and tell you, as a guy that leans to the left, they're all fucking liars. It's okay to say that, MAGA.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay when Trump lies
Yeah.
to say Bill Clinton lied too. Because he did.
Yeah.
He does. They all do.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, in their mind, the biggest fucking liar in the world has never told a goddamn lie.
he can't- he can't tell a lie.
Unfucking believable.
Well, it's unbelievable if they wouldn't
level.
even bring the cameras in there and let the public see. It's kind of like Gates talking in front of his foundation
Like if
today
you-
or yesterday talking about all this stuff. It's like, no, don't do it in front of your foundation. Do it in front of everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Take
let
some
people ask you
accountability.
questions.
Well,
know? That's what Americans
if Hillary's
want,
in there,
some
why isn't
kind of
Melania in
accountability.
there? Why aren't you calling Melania?
Why isn't Trump in there?
Lutnick absolutely got busted in a fucking huge lie.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, said that he met him once with his wife, thought he was a weirdo, never talked to him again. 3 years later, he's on his island with his children of all people.
He was on a
Epstein
boat
Island.
just passing by with his children.
They're eating lunch and hanging out.
Right.
I mean, and then you look at Lutnick, the hair. Who looks like that? Pat Riley? You know what I mean? And he looks fucking creepy. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. Grow the fuck up. You're bald as fuck. Deal with it. You don't need the long hair. That look is bad. That's
There we go.
bad.
Now
I
we're
mean,
into it.
you don't want to be called a creep. Stop looking like a fucking creep.
I know.
Not Fred. I'm talking about Lutnick. Okay. You thought I was talking about Fred? No. Lutnick with his little Fred has long hair.
In
Yeah,
that
Fred, you
same-
better get a haircut. It's getting pretty scruffy.
In that same PowerPoint,
Doesn't he
there's
look
a,
scummy?
Yeah,
I mean,
he does.
Jesus, he looks slimy as fuck.
Well, in that same PowerPoint, there's a quote from somebody that said Lutnick made all his money through Ponzi schemes. And
Big
cheating people.
surprise.
I know.
Checks out.
Yeah, it is. And the biggest Ponzi scheme, it turns out, is tariffs for Lutnick. We don't need to get into that, but that's something we need to talk about at some point.
That's true. Yeah, his kids made a lot of money off. Well,
Well,
they bet
they
on
will.
it happening.
Well, for those of you who don't know, that both of his sons work for this company called Cantor Fitzgerald, which is an investment company. And when the tariffs started, I'm sure he told his kids, hey, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to these companies that are going to have to pay a bunch in tariffs, and you're going to say, we'll pay you 20% now for your tariff refund if you ever get one.
Yeah,
So we'll
that's
give you the
right.
cash up front
That's
now.
right.
And then if the tariffs come back and you get the refund, we keep the money, but you got the 20% up front.
But none
And
of
that's
these
how
people
it
are
works.
corrupt.
Well, didn't Hannah invest in that too? I mean, that's
yeah,
how he
Ryan
made all
Zinke,
this money. That's why he's on
God,
vacation.
I think he's in Venice
trying to
right now
restore
as a
the
way
funds.
to
He's trying to get the tariffs back in place.
whatever island the Obamas honeymooned on.
Yeah.
Something really nice and famous, you know.
So in one of those files, it did say Bill Clinton invited this woman to an orgy, which if you could
No doubt
imagine
in my
going
mind.
to, no doubt in my mind either.
No
but,
doubt. I
But
mean,
she
that's-
wasn't a young woman, supposedly,
Well,
according
Clinton
to that.
testifies tomorrow, you know.
Yeah.
And all this testimony will apparently be made public at some. I mean, we're supposed to get most of Hillary's later today.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
get
what
the
I
whole
heard.
Epstein file too. Yeah.
But like, yeah,
Right.
just I know we're not gonna get anything.
They're going to clip it
But
up so that it makes
I'd
her
love
look bad.
Clinton to have the fucking nuts to be like, I was fucking all kinds of kids. So was Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
Now,
yeah.
we're going to hear what the definition of is.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're
I don't
going to
think
hear.
is he still with it enough? Is he the same age as Trump, or is he
It's
older?
now what the definition of was.
Yeah, it's the definition.
He's probably the same age. I bet Clinton's about 80.
Definition of whiz.
I mean, it's going to take one of these people to be
Yeah, but on
terminally ill
Clinton's
to be
dumbest
telling the
day,
truth.
he was way smarter than Trump ever was.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, he's a politician. I mean, he had to,
but is that what it's going to take? Because I listened
he was
to
sleazy and slimy.
I listened to Thomas
but below,
Massey again
behind the scenes,
today,
not right in your face.
and Ro Khanna yesterday, and again, both of them talked about if the American people saw what I saw. Fucking tell us.
That's exactly.
Fuck you.
Well,
Yep.
I guess
Tell
they
us
can.
that
I don't know
because
if they
fucking
can,
Sean
but
Ryan
whatever.
is interviewing these guys, and I've really started liking Sean Ryan as a podcaster guy. I know a lot of people on the left don't like him and shit, but I like him. But you know what? Come on. And he's the one going. He is getting passionate. He's doing his own videos where he's walking through his woods. And he's like, "This is really, really getting to me." And this is like, okay, then Ryan, you got pull. Ask Ro Khanna. Say, hey, just tell me, and I'll tell people then. Do fucking something because a lot of people know. And they know the names. And in our justice system is not set up for somebody just to come out and blurt the truth, but it's set up for our attorney general to sit there and fucking lie.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck, dude?
Or the
founding
president to
fathers would
say
be
he's
rolling
been
in their grave.
exonerated. Oh, they've been rolling in their graves since Trump came.
I'm not saying
along.
we're all pedophiles. Maybe that's how it started.
Well, they weren't.
I don't know. You don't know that. Look at their hair. Look how weird they look. They were fucking creeps.
They slept with their slaves. That's
true. A lot of them slept with their slaves. Oh, too. I think black chicks are hot. Sorry, MAGA. Dude, I get so much fucking shit for wearing that BLM hat online. I'm like, come on. You can secretly love Dale Earnhardt. I don't rip on you. I don't say anything about it. You wear number 3 all the time.
That doesn't say BLM.
Not this one.
No, what does that say? Like Tap House? Aren't they like a sponsor? I'm supposed to talk about sponsors by now.
Kettle House.
Kettle's supposed to be doing that. He's going to give us a wrap it up sign here pretty soon.
Glad you guys listen.
We're too crazy for.
I've been watching the
Kettle
time,
House.
and we're at like 50-something minutes now.
Keep talking.
Okay.
Yeah,
Keep talking.
we're gonna wait on sponsors till next week.
Okay. Next week.
Thank
Next week
God.
we're doing sponsors.
Well-
So, did you think that by Trump saying he what percentage of MAGA? Don't I say 100? When he said he exonerated himself, like he's like, I'm exonerated. I'm totally exonerated. And Caroline Levitt's behind him, like, he's waiting to suck his dick or something. I'm sure.
I'd be curious to go back and see how many times he has said that over various scandals throughout his
Right.
because he has said it. He's totally said
Well,
it, like
anytime-
the Russia hoax or whatever.
Anything.
Oh, the
He's
bill,
done so much.
Anything.
Not renting to black people.
that one, yep,
The
and then
casino, sure.
The documents case that
Yep.
that they're now
And,
The university
court-
stuff.
Here's the thing. Like, how do you think this guy fucking claimed bankruptcy from casinos? He wasn't a bad businessman. Casinos deal in cash. The motherfucker was sticking it in bags, taking it out and back, putting it in a van, and driving it somewhere.
Yep.
Not paying taxes on it, saying, I don't know, we're not busy.
Yeah.
We're selling our steaks too cheap. I mean, you have to be a fucking moron not to see through that. And the thing that disappoints me about this country and all these people that suck his dick, they know that. They know for a fact he's a cheater. They know for a fact that's why a casino goes bankrupt, And they still just love the guy because for some reason he's giving them something. And I just
he's giving them license to be
assholes
out loud.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
But
we
that
used to
cannot
think
be
of
the
the better
majority.
angels of our nature, and now it's the devil on your shoulder.
But you
all
know
the
damn
time.
well that's not the majority.
It's not.
But it's
it's not.
30%.
They care to vote.
Well, it's the loud ones,
Yeah.
But you talk to your neighbors. Your neighbors are decent people. The guy down the street's decent people. The stranger you met downtown's a nice guy. People are just good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In
Yeah.
general, yes, they are. But, a lot of the people, too, are good, and they're Republicans. And they're like, well, I just can't vote for Kamala Harris. Not because she's black, not because she's a woman, well, kind of probably, but because they're just not going to make as much money because she's so liberal that they're going to take all my money and give it to people. What are we paying, like, $8 a week for, like, welfare, like out of our taxes?
Or they
nothing.
they
even
grab
know.
onto one little tiny
don't care.
minuscule
Right.
policy, transgender for all or whatever,
Yeah.
and they will vote against their own best interests just to be
we
against
have
that
a
one
lot
thing.
of that on our
Yeah.
Facebook
Well, that's the
page.
culture wars that we've been
Yeah.
talking about. That is the culture wars.
yeah.
I mean,
we want our Democratic candidates to be perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've
That's
got
right. They
to
have
be
to be.
absolutely
Flawless.
perfect
Right.
on every
Right.
issue. Otherwise, we're just gonna shred them.
right? Remember Gary Hart? Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking hey, that guy. What did he cheated on his wife one time or something?
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah, I know.
mean, Jesus Christ.
And then what was his name? What was the guy from North Carolina?
Oh,
who,
John.
John Edwards. Yeah.
Edwards, yeah.
I mean, that was
His wife
kind of a
had
dirty.
cancer. That was bad.
that was kind of a dirty deal.
His
But
wife with cancer.
how many times has has Trump cheated on his wife? I mean,
While
there's a story
pregnant.
out there.
Yeah,
There's a
there's-
story
yeah.
out there now that he's been cheating on Melania. I mean, she's not even at the White House, so I don't think you can call it that. But
matters.
Yeah, no.
No.
No,
I
no.
think when you're that rich and that powerful and stuff, I don't think you're beyond a relationship. That's a nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want sex, you go pay some fucking 11-year-old. That's all you do with that. You know, when you're that stature.
yeah, and speaking of the culture wars, did you see that they're going to withhold over $300 million now from Medicaid or
from Minnesota.
Medicare and
Minnesota,
Medicaid in
Yep.
Minnesota because of
I bet Tim Walz wishes he never ran
It's
against
so funny
him.
because in the State of the Union, he was he said we're going to protect Medicaid. And the next day,
I know.
J.D. Vance comes out and said, yeah, we're withholding Medicaid from Minnesota because
there's
And
because of
Wisconsin's
the
next.
Somali,
Fraud,
because of
yeah.
the Somali fraud. Well,
And
what about
Wisconsin's
fucking
next, they
Brett
said.
Favre?
Yeah.
I mean, Brett Favre took Medicaid money and built a fucking volleyball
Wash your
court.
mouth out with soap right now. He was a Green Bay Packer.
For
he
what,
send you
1
a dick
year,
pic
2
too?
years?
18.
Oh no, he was the other one. Vikings. Yeah, I forgot the other one.
God.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just. I mean, they're just going to keep fighting those things because what are they doing? Of course, nobody's talking because when we're talking about that, we're not talking about Epstein.
Yeah,
we're not
that's
talking
the
about.
bottom
We're not
line.
talking about the lies that he told in the State of the Union about the state of our economy. We're not talking about any of those things.
You know
or the
why?
fact that he
Iran.
or Iran, or the fact that he basically took credit for a bill that was passed under Biden's administration
Oh, yeah.
for
He does that.
the
He does that a
retirement
lot.
income.
That's easy.
And
Yeah, that's not new.
and I mean, I get it. Like 30% of Americans have less than $1,000 saved for their retirement.
Yeah.
And so giving them $1,000 a year in tax credits towards that is a good idea.
Oh, of
But
course.
he
if it
makes it sound
happens-
like he's going to be writing these $1,000
It's-
checks. But $1,000 a fucking year? Okay. You work for 30 years and you have 30,000 plus whatever it's grown into
Yeah.
in the stock market.
Yeah.
If the stock market keeps growing.
Big if.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
honestly, he can say all that because I think he's trying to devalue everything and put it all in the crypto. I mean, I think that's kind of obvious. You know what I mean? He's
Wait, you're
weakening
saying
the
they're
dollar.
robbing us blind?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it is. It's a pretty big deal. I think it's all a big deal, to be honest. You know, and what he's getting away with, and why these people are going along with it. Just I struggle because I can't believe everybody in government's bad. But my God, and I'm even talking about Democrats because most of them are pretty spineless and aren't saying a goddamn thing either. And there's more they could. I'm not saying Ilhan and Ro Khanna, and there's people out there fighting for certain things, but for the most part, it's business as usual. And these people are raping us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're getting way richer. Like my point before is like, this is why they don't do town halls. This is why they don't do anything because they don't need to.
It's
They're
performative,
just. I mean, why would you go and talk to somebody that disagrees with you?
Right.
It's going to throw an egg at you or something
gonna- and
because
it's
you're
gonna-
fucking them. You know you're fucking them so fucking hard. But all you got to do is be in the commercials. You got to be a goddamn Christian.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
you go to a town hall and you have one person and gets into it with you and calls you out, then that video goes viral everywhere, and
he's-
so
yeah,
it's
you're
not
right.
worth it.
They're not
It's
gonna
worth
let
it.
it
And
happen.
Zinke and the rest of those guys know they're hosing us. I mean, they know what
They know.
they did to us on
Exactly.
health insurance.
They-
They,
yeah.
know
They
what
do.
they did on food stamps. They know what they're
He
doing on
said that in the State of the
Medicaid.
Union that he's lowered healthcare costs. That is so insanely crazy.
have you
like,
looked at
why
Trump
would you even
RX?
go there? I mean, he's ridiculous. That's why.
Well,
but like if I was him, I'd be like, okay, we're not bringing this up because.
Well, it's the same reason he brought that nonsense up about gas being, what did he say,
Yeah,
$1.88?
$1.99.
$1.99. Average price of gas in America is $3.
Yeah.
So
and it has been.
two
And
gas
always
stations
will
in
be.
Oklahoma lowered their gas prices to $1.99. Two of them in Oklahoma, and I
Yeah.
believe they're in the same town. The
What,
day
between
before-
the price 7 a.m. and 8 a.m.?
Yes. Yep. Exactly. This is the exact truth. Look at it on PolitiFact. They looked
Yeah.
it up. They said the national average is actually 230, 257 or something like that. That's when he said he saw it for $1.85 at a rally in Iowa. It was 239 at the time. It was not 185, not even close.
Yeah.
And two fucking gas stations. And I'm sure they're MAGA.
You mean he
proud
lied?
fucking-
I can't believe he
I
lied.
know. And they're in Oklahoma, where it's 90% fucking red. Huge crime problem, by the way, in Tulsa and Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, huge fucking crime. Violent crime is 10 times of that what it is in West Coast cities. Just so fucking MAGA knows, you know what I mean? I know they're not going to believe it. They're not going to give a fuck because LA has fucking gay people and Oklahoma City doesn't. I don't know what
Did
it
you
is.
guys
know?
listen to the
Oklahoma City has gay people too.
Did you guys listen to the Oklahoma governor today?
On NPR,
Oh,
so I was about to
no.
bring that up.
It was great.
He was a smart. He's
Oh,
a smart
he said
guy.
so?
No,
Oh,
he
really?
is not. He is not MAGA.
Yes, I
No,
did
he is
hear
like.
that.
he
couldn't
is
believe
like,
he was
no,
him.
these are bad policies for Oklahomans. It doesn't make sense when he does these things.
Yeah.
Basically, the only thing he agreed with him on was borders and voting. Those are two things.
Oklahoma is the only state where every single county voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He won by 66% of the vote.
Yeah, Massachusetts, every county voted for Harris. Oklahoma, every county voted for
right.
Trump. And those are the only two states that like that.
And again, Tulsa and Oklahoma City are very violent cities. A lot of problems. That's the thing is I think we all have to understand. Everybody has problems. There's problems everywhere. But the right-wing narrative has been out there saying it's only. I have in-laws that believe that. Seattle is a war zone right now.
Yeah.
It's like I want to look at him and say, God, you're so fucking retarded. Jesus Christ. I got to smack the dumb out of you somehow. But I can't. They're my in-laws, But because they only are fed Fox News. That is it. And they only listen to the politicians they want to listen to.
Yeah.
And I think it would do better service for an awful lot of people just to, go out there and just Google. Who's an independent journalist?
They're not going to do that. People aren't going to work.
We have to try to at least talk them into that.
As
Well,
soon
that's
as-
what Tally Rico is right. I mean, it's not the left versus the right. It's the top versus the bottom.
In a
I mean, the
big
folks
way.
who think that everything is free got it really good, and the rest of us are kind of fighting for the scraps, and we're getting
Yeah.
mad because Steve took too many of my beers, and it's just upsetting.
Look at the Board of Peace. I think the Board of Peace costs America $1 billion.
10 billion.
10 billion.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
10
what
billion.
that's what he's putting
So
into
he's
it.
suing for like $200 billion or something right now, and a bunch of other lawsuits against the government. And he's the government, so he's going to win. He's going to settle these.
All they're
suits.
going to do is write him a check, and we're not going to know about
He's
it.
going to settle the suits. They're going to be settled out of court. NDAs. Yeah. No. He's stealing an awful lot of money from us. I mean, and this is going to continue even after the midterms when he's a lame duck. It's not going to matter. He's still going to keep coming up with these things to do, these schemes to make this money and to keep this money and take it from us. And these people, when we look at our grocery rates, went up 2.4% last year, and this is from Trump's numbers, his team. Economic team saying they're going to rise 2.6% this year. Lumber costs are going to go up another 4% this year. Housing is going to go up another 6% this year. Cars are going to go up, and cars are up right now. All this is up.
How about
and
wages?
He's lowering, and wages not going up.
No.
And he talks about lowering the emission standards on the cars. It's going to cost you more to drive those fucking cars because gas isn't going to be $1 or $2 ever again. But he's got people believing that. So seriously, the amount of money that's being sucked out of this country that doesn't really have a lot when you're in the bottom 60, 70%, hopefully that's enough to spark these dumb fucks into a revolution of I'm only voting for the Plattner class.
Well, hopefully. I mean, hopefully things
it's
are going to
bad.
turn around. It depends on how much money gets poured in at the last minute and people get scared, right? I mean,
That's gonna happen, too.
That's going to be part of it.
You're right.
And part of the problem is the splintered and siloed media that we get nowadays. Like people stopped trying to watch people stopped working towards watching the news when they didn't have to get up off the couch to change the channel.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
right. Now,
when we all got three versions of the news and one was slightly more conservative than the other.
Wait, the clicker is the problem?
Well, that's when people stopped, trying.
Mike, what do you think?
But so we I don't know. There's no solution to that really.
No.
Other than stuff like us, where we're trying to be out there, we're trying to tell the truth, we're trying to put the facts out there.
We're talking to the scrollers, and there's more scrollers than there are people watching. There's more scrollers than clickers.
Yeah.
Let's remember that
Yeah.
one. There's more, Kevin. There's more scrollers than clickers. Remember that one, because that's going to age well. It is. But Mike, who do you think, in your opinion, if the Republicans were to support one of the 4 primary members in Montana for MT1, who do you think the Republicans would support? Who would they want to
Who
win?
would they vote for over Zinke?
Well, no. Who do they want Zinke to go after so they know Zinke can win easier?
Well, it sounds to me like Zinke wants Forstag because he's already kind of going after
Really?
him. It seems
'Cause-
to be the only one he's going after.
Because the
Or is he
DCI
just-
insiders know that he's the favorite and that he's going to
I
have
think
money.
it's
That's
something
probably
like
more,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
so
he
something
assumes
like
it's-
that.
yeah.
But there's no guarantee that Forstack wins. I mean, Cleveland is
all.
running strong.
I would
Bussy's
think-
got great name recognition.
And Bussy's a solid dude, you know. I mean, I think Range has a good background, and it's gonna be tight. But I do think about that. It's as cynical as it is like, okay, who do I want to help win? In a Republican primary, because I think that
we could
Democrat could beat them. So to me, in a way, it's kind of the obvious is the guy that's like, I'm not taking any dirty money. Well, then you're not going to make enough money to win this fucking race, so I want him to go against him, you know what I mean? Because, Zinke, think about it. And this is why Zinke doesn't do town halls. Of course, not just, there's a lot of reasons. But you don't see much advertising, just a very little bit on the social media, because he doesn't have to. Right. He's going to have tens of millions of dollars more than any of these 4 Democrats combined. And if I was running the
Democrats, you gotta think that he's worried that Trump is underwater.
Oh, he's gotta be worried. Yes.
Yeah.
Gaines is underwater by 5 points. You gotta think that Zinke's thinking.
I think if he cared,
some crisis has got to happen if I'm going to win.
I think when you have Zinke money, I don't think it matters. He could just retire forever and probably
he doesn't care
loves
if he loses.
wakeboarding and surfing and like doing that kind of shit. I think he's okay either way.
But it's hard to tell if he cares. He probably doesn't because he's still borrowing Kristi Noem's hat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He wears the hat.
She is the queen of cosplay, isn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, somebody called her. What's that store that's always open for just holidays?
Spirit Halloween.
Spirit, sponsored by Spirit. Kristi Noem, sponsored by Spirit stores. Okay. Doesn't anybody on her team, because it's not her, kind of got to be like, you look fucking stupid all the time. Like, really, you got to stop the fucking. It's stupid.
I don't think they care about optics.
Like I said about Lutnick. Somebody say, Lutnick, cut that hair. You look like a child molester.
Well, they're like,
he is.
Still, you want to.
They're like competing. I remember when Giuliani's mascara was running down his face. RFK's never nude in the tub with another guy in his jeans. It's like, what is this?
But I'm just confirmed. Is he never nude?
Who?
Kennedy.
Oh yeah, he's a never nude.
I don't know.
I don't know what the hell that means.
What do you mean you don't know what never nude is?
Google it.
It's a skit
What are you
from
saying,
The
Fred?
Office or something. Right?
I don't know if they give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
and especially after watching Pam Bondi in that hearing,
Right.
like she just thinks she's immune to everything.
It's
just
like,
a performance.
It seemed like
Yeah.
it seemed like it couldn't get more
They're
fake
performing.
and more
Yeah.
Banana Republic.
Yeah.
And then that hearing happened. You're like, okay, we're definitely 1,000,000% in a Banana
Yeah.
Republic.
And that's why
We're
I think
fucked.
they think either we're all going down together or we're all immune. So I'll just do whatever the fuck I want.
There's something.
Yeah.
There's something to that.
it's like
I've never seen anything like
I do what I
it.
want.
Yeah.
I do what I want.
Yeah.
I'm President Trump.
Yeah.
I'm Pam Bondi. I do what I want.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you got to think
damn.
they've looked at every election that the Republicans have lost all for the last year, special election after special election, by double-digit points. You got
It
to
is
think
happening.
that they're
They don't
thinking,
care.
that,
That's
well, the
why
game's
they're
up, so I
pushing.
might as well have fun.
That's why
Yeah.
they're pushing so hard for the SAVE Act.
Yeah.
That's why they're pushing
So-
so hard because
and
if they
from
can,
what I'm hearing, it isn't
like
gonna
those,
pass the Senate.
those 2.4
Well, you watch the
million.
filibuster go away. This
Mitch
is when
McConnell
they-
could die
nuclear
any day.
option.
Mitch McConnell could die any day and not vote on that. And Andy Beshear appoints the next senator.
Yep.
It will not be a Republican. So there is, I mean,
how many of those
so
2.4?
Mitch,
Although I don't think Mitch
how
likes
many of
Trump that
those-
much
Jake,
anymore.
no,
either.
he don't like him. No.
But how many of those 2.4 million people that they kicked off Snap do you think they're also going to kick off the voting rolls? I mean,
Oh, as many as
seriously.
they can.
Yeah, I mean that's
So Wisconsin isn't giving him. Wisconsin is not giving them voter rolls. So J.D. Vance today threatened them that they will withhold their Medicaid funding too.
well, they're suing 29 states now for their voting
voting
rolls,
rolls.
including the red
I mean,
states.
isn't that a red flag saying, why the fuck are you doing this?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, dude.
Well,
it's so fucked up.
That's one of those weird things that people do agree on. People agree that you should have to show an ID to vote of some kind of ID. You got to show it to vote, which is already discriminatory on its face. But a majority of people agree with that. The idea, but the SAVE Act is not about showing your ID to vote. It's about showing a specific kind of ID to register to vote.
Yep.
And that is a fucking problem.
Well,
That is how they kept black people from voting in the South.
It's
not
free.
free.
I know it's not free, but that's what they're saying.
No, it's not
That's
free.
what the people are saying. Like, who cares? What, go get a passport. It's free. Like, none of this shit's free. None of it's easy. You know what?
Passport is the most expensive ID you can get.
Here's the deal, though. If they made you do that, I mean, MAGA would be hurting. They're not fucking smart enough to get a goddamn passport.
You think
they're fucking hiding from the law half the time? They don't want their fingerprints taken.
Yeah, who in this country you think has more passports, Democrats or Republicans?
Well, it's by far Democrats.
Yes,
by far.
And it's by far the coastal elites that have passports.
Yeah.
But you're gonna take
I don't
women
have
out
one,
of the
but I'm one of
equation.
them.
I mean, you're going to take a lot of women out of the equation because if they have a if they don't have a passport and they have to show a birth certificate. But the point in America
my mom's getting her
is that
her
you
passport right now.
You should never disenfranchise people from voting. You should never fucking do that in any society that calls itself a democracy.
Well, unless you're Republican.
You should never
But
fucking
we've been
do
doing
that.
it for decades. I mean, we're used
we've
to
been-
it. We
we've
like
been doing
it.
it for decades. I mean, and and a whole other story is again.
It's been less than 100 years that women can vote.
Voter fraud is
It's been a little over 100 years.
Has it?
Yeah. This is 2026.
I was told there'd be no math.
That's I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
They're very lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta say.
Well, I'm excited for next week's show. We got Ryan Bussey coming on,
Bussey's
right?
next week. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
he's
that's
coming
right.
back on. Hopefully, we wouldn't have a stormy stage this time.
To be honest, I was going to ask him if he wanted to be a podcast host.
Yeah.
Because every time he's been on, he's just a good dude. And he's fucking funny, and I'm like, man, I wonder what and then, and obviously I ended up asking Ryan and Steve and stuff, but I had a feeling he'd be running for some kind of politics, and him being a part of this.
Yeah.
That's not good. It wouldn't be good for anybody that's running in politics, I don't think.
I got a quote for you, Ed, since Ryan's not here.
Oh, he's going to be so fucking pissed you stole it, but let's hear it.
All right.
Well, if it's a good quote, he'll be pissed. If
Well,
it's
yeah,
just
right.
a mediocre
Take it
quote.
back.
I'll be
Well, it's
like, yeah.
probably somewhere in between. I'm sure you guys will hate it. Ours is a society that rewards honest toil for the factory worker and the family farmer because the promise for America is for everybody, no matter who you are, who your parents are, or what lonely corner of the world you may have come from.
Jesse Jackson?
Paul Wellstone.
Donald Trump?
That is Ronald Reagan.
Oh,
Reagan.
I was
liberal.
closest.
Yeah.
Hey, R.I.P. Jesse Jackson. I forgot to say that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That
was the very first vote I ever placed legally.
was for Jesse Jackson.
In the 1988 primary.
Maine primary.
I just turned 18, and in the primaries in the state of
Rainbow
Maine,
Coalition.
I voted for Jesse
Yeah,
Jackson.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's funny. He's the guy that took over for King, and a lot of people hated that. I mean, hated that. But somebody had to do it, and nobody's ever happy with a leader except Donald Trump.
Right.
I mean, there's no infighting there. They just, which is fucking insane. Like nice, normal Republican people I know. No, I love him. I think he's doing a great job. What?
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right, song of the week. You got anything?
No, I don't yet. I'll come back to you.
That's good because TJ's butting in with a joke. So
Oh,
I'm trying to
TJ
censor
time.
me.
It's TJ
All right.
joke time.
Okay.
Let's get
It's
out of
TJ
the
joke
way.
time.
I'm gonna
and
find a
I'm
song
gonna
in that.
take my spot when I can take it. So this is a joke about a guy I know. His name's Fred. He went to the doctor the other day, and he's been attracted to this doctor his whole fucking life. He's just like dreaming about going today. So he went. He was like excited to see her. She sat him down and said, "Fred, I need to tell you something. I'm gonna be transitioning into a man soon. And if you have any problem with that, you can switch doctors. I won't be offended." And Fred just
Fair.
like kind of sitting back like, why would I have a problem with you becoming a better doctor? Congrats on your grades.
Ouch.
Oh,
You told me that a year ago, I think.
I recycled
That's
it.
one of the
that
best
one's
fucking
for
jokes
the-
I've ever heard in my life.
Probably get a pay raise, too.
My song
that one's
is
for the
Beers,
US women's
Steers,
hockey
and
team.
Queers by Revolting Cocks. That is my song. Beers,
okay.
Steers, and Queers.
Oh.
Ah! That's how it goes.
I've been thinking about Diamonds and Rust by Joan Baez because it's that last line in there.
Very
You're going to
nice.
give me Diamonds and Rust, I've already paid.
Wow. Mine goes out to the Clintons. I have one from the Beatles, 1963, the song "I Saw Her Standing There." What's the first line of that song?
She
Chris?
was just
17.
16.
If you know what I mean. So that one goes out to the Clintons.
Nice. Fred, you got a song?
I was not told I needed to come with a song.
Let me guess. Fish. Just say
Actually,
fish. You know what
it's
it is.
raining men.
What was that Cinderella song? Whatever. There was another song that was like that.
Yeah, Ryan just texted. He said his song of the week is "It's Raining Men."
Oh, yeah, that's right. He is at Pride Week in Aspen, Colorado.
Eating those spam burgers all week.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out with us through another hour of bullshit. Make sure to check out the Montana Resistance on all platforms. Next week, join us for U.S. House Representative candidate Ryan Bussey.